Welcome to Truly Terrified, Paranormal versus Physics, where we talk about some really weird stuff, and Joe the scientist explains how it's not possible, or maybe it is. I'm Lynn, and...
I'm Joe.
So, last episode we talked about some stories of haunted toys, and today we're going to continue talking about it, except we're going to go into some...
That was just something, it was on the porch, it was like...
Was it my printer?
Maybe. Go check. Ooh. Something falling off a tree under the roof?
No, that sounded...
How can you disprove that?
Oh my freaking God.
What? Maybe it was a bird hitting the... Yeah, the wall is in the house.
Oh my God.
Maybe it was a raccoon in the...
Okay, have you ever heard a raccoon in our attic before?
No. Have you ever heard a ghost in the house before?
Yes. Hey there, we're talking about haunted toys today. In our last episode, we talked about some specific events and dolls. And this time around, we're going to discuss the different ways you can fake a haunted toy. There are lots of videos online that depict dolls moving and doing creepy things, and I believe most of them, if not all of them, can be easily explained. So I have a list of different tools, let's say, you could use. And so I'm going to name one, and then we're going to talk about how you could use that to control a doll to freak somebody out.
To fake.
To fake it.
Okay.
So there are two different ways you want to fake it. You want to fake it just like right there in real life in front of them.
Uh-huh.
And you want to fake it in a video.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it'll be the same thing. You know, it would be.
Yeah.
Okay. First off.
Or a little of both. Like you augment the... Like, for instance... You could move a doll's arm with a string or something, and then edit out the...
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, first off, wires. Okay, so in the last episode, when the guy said that there was a package of cookies on the counter that went flying and papers on the thing, he could add a string of wires attached to that and just pulled it.
It's actually, like, I've watched a ton of ghost videos with Saoirse. It's really, really easy with the not shiny fishing lines.
Yeah.
Or they're transparent.
Yeah.
They're not. If you have the lighted, so it's not making a reflection. You can't see it.
Right.
Especially if the video quality is low.
Yeah. And in real life, because people aren't looking for that and it happens fast.
Yeah.
They would never see that.
And if there's any sort of misdirection, you just can't.
Yeah.
Now, if they walk over then and put their hand on it, oh, look, there's a fishing line.
Right.
That, though, you might be able to freak people out, too, like have a hole drilled in the ceiling. Why is there a fishing line coming from the... That
is true. Okay. Ropes are kind of the same idea, except that for moving bigger things. You know, you could use ropes...
Like
to have
chairs?
Chairs or pulleys or something. And so what would you want to do...
Move furniture, have furniture float around.
Oh, you could. Yeah, you totally could.
Absolutely could. And put a green rope, have a static camera, green rope, use take a static image, and then move the thing, catch it on video, and then chroma key the rope out.
Yeah, totally. And you could move quite large things that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, electronics. So how could you use electronics to give the impression that something was haunted? An animal or a toy. A toy was haunted. How could you give that impression with
if you had a little like RC motor or whatever they're called, it's like a little rotating motor. You connect a little battery to it, and even if it didn't turn anything, just a little bit of movement.
Oh, that's true.
But if you could attach a rod to its leg or something. And...
those dolls with the closing eyes? If you had it go behind that so that it would blink every once in a while?
Yeah, so you just have it on a little timer, and then it would spin, and the thing would move.
Or like what you said in the last episode about having a recorder, and then it would just be set to just every infrequent period of time make a little giggle or whisper
that
something.
I think that's a really... You could even, you could put outside your house, like put it on your fence or something, and then just every so often, it's just really unlikely anybody would, but then when they do hear it,
Oh.
actually, you could, in a window, you could have a doll with like an arm up. You could have a like a wire going behind it, and something like a timer or something to just tap the wire, and so its arm.
Oh yeah.
And then stops.
Yeah.
Just really rare.
And so then the people are staring at it.
Yeah.
And it's
they
not
see
moving
movement,
again. Yeah.
and then they.
Did you see that? Did you see that? Okay. How about fans? Just fans to move air. Could you use fans?
Well, yeah. Actually,
I mean, in a video you could, because you could.
If you like, you could imagine slight stuff like a doll's hair. You have the fan activate and then blow across it.
Okay, so when people say they see ghosts, or they feel like there's a ghost presence, they often say that there was a breeze
that's actually
or a cold
true.
air.
If you had a very quiet fan, like maybe a fan that's being piped in through a pipe, so there's no sound really, and then like you're videoing, maybe walking through your house or something, and then a breeze, like where would a breeze come from, and then it just shuts off.
Yeah.
That would be creepy.
Yeah, but in a video it would be easy to do, because you can mask that noise. You know, you can reduce the sound of a fan.
That's true. You could be recording like
right. I was thinking
audio from multiple sources, and then interpolate them and ignore
that
the fan noise.
I was thinking more like in person. You know.
Oh yeah.
Where you could.
Yeah, like like if you had a fan being piped in. You could even have like a fishing, fish pond tube.
Oh, tube.
And then like conceal it.
Yeah. So it's just a little puff.
Like they're looking away from the doll, and then you have it turn on just, and then they feel, and then they look, and the doll is sitting there. Especially if you have like glowing eyes or something, just very subtle. Subtlety is the key.
Yeah, I think so.
If you have something that can be, if anybody has any opportunity to like look and see what's happening and start performing tests on, like they look around it or whatever,
putting their hands over,
they'll discover the trick real fast.
Yeah. So the big movements are for jump scares. You get your big thrill. Yeah. And that's it. But the little subtle things are where you convince people.
If you want them to keep thinking about it, they can't ever know what it was.
Right.
Like the thing walking past your
bedroom door.
If I said, "Oh, it was me. I walked outside and then came back," then it would be like, "Oh, okay, delete that memory. I don't care."
Yeah.
But
what was it?
Even now, it's like, what is it?
What was it? The tall, thin man. Okay, fans to move air moving. Record players. So this is what I was thinking about record players. If you have something on the record, the platen or whatever it is that the record sits on, so that it moves at a different rate, you can get more complicated movements out of something. So that it is, for instance, when it goes away, so imagine there's something that's attached to it and it goes away, so then the arm would go down, and as it comes around, you know, you'd get more complicated movements. You understand what I'm saying? If it was connected to a record player. So.
Oh, you're saying you could like do more complicated movements of like the hand or whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, in terms of record players, if you played noise from the record player.
That's true.
You have just like a variable speed of the thing. Actually,
even static would freak somebody out. If all of a sudden you start hearing static.
Actually, could you imagine if you were walking around at night and you heard music? Creepy music.
Well, I just think it was the neighbors on either side. But
yeah. Well, could you imagine, though, if it wasn't even music, if it was just like creepy noises?
So this morning while I was on the treadmill, which overlooks Frank's grave, and it was dark out, and I had the earbuds in, so I have music piped directly into my brain. And it occurred to me that, there could be any number of weird stuff going on out there. And wasn't actually, it didn't give me the creeps or anything, because, I don't know, it just doesn't give me the creeps. But you could totally freak somebody out. Like if Saoirse came over and got on the treadmill, and we had it all set up to do something terrifying.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to do that, though. I am not going to do that.
Not with him.
No.
At least you could do it with me.
I could do it with you, and you would have a jump scare, and then you'd be okay. With Saoirse, I think he was too traumatized as a child by everybody scaring him. Other people. So utilizing other people in a video, this makes me think of a few years back. Sage had watched a video where there was a doll that moved around. It was a kid's video, and it was really inappropriate, I think, for children to watch this.
Yeah, the ones on YouTube are, a lot of them are.
So this family, all American looking, wholesome family, and they're terrified being tormented by a doll that moves around their house. And I turned it off because she was clearly scared. And she said, I know it's I said, it's not real. She said, I know it's real. I could see it with my own eyes. I said, no, it's a video.
Oh,
yeah. And she said, no, but they just, when you take a picture, it's real. It's what's really there. And so I said, I'm going to demonstrate to you. And so I took a doll and we set up the recorder, the video recorder, and a tripod. And I got behind the sofa and I had the doll jump up, and then I ran over the other side of the room and then I edited it and showed her. It appeared that we were sitting in the living room and a doll was bouncing up behind the sofa, and then it was over here. I mean, that's just about the easiest thing in the world to do, is through editing to just move something around. But is there a way that you could have a person secreted, hidden, that they could not be detected and move something? I mean, do it effectively. Because when we were kids, of course, we all did that. We tormented each other. But can you think of a way that you could do that?
You mean like someone is hidden behind the couch and they have the doll pop up? Or
something more subtle. Okay, so do you remember?
Here you go. The doll is sitting here, and when everyone leaves the room, the person moves the doll,
and nobody knows that person is there. I was also,
or even if they do, I mean, they just deny it, and some of the people will believe that it's moving.
Yeah. So do you remember I think it was the California Experience when we went to Disneyland, and then there was that other park next door to California Experience, and there was one of the things that we went into, and I don't remember the names of them, but we sat in chairs and it was something about bugs. And so it was this fun.
Yeah, and they
and you could feel bugs on the seat and stuff. Yeah, I was thinking about that would be good. That'd freak somebody out.
Yeah, actually, if you had like a little motorized piston, and it just poked.
Yeah.
And then it went way back so they can't feel.
Yeah, if they push against, like in the back of the sofa, and then they push against.
If you kind of set the stage, you said, the doll, it is haunted, but we haven't had any problems in a long time.
Okay, so.
And then you just kind of, all those little things you add, and then it just builds up an impression,
Yeah.
Like
and
the doll sitting
once
there.
you prime them, then everything starts to look
it
freaky.
looks more and more like the doll. Maybe even things that you didn't even do. Like they're just coming up with things.
Yeah. So those are just really ordinary tools that you could use. Can you think of anything, like, if you really put your all into it, that a normal person, not someone with massive amounts of money, could manufacture to create a very scary scenario to freak somebody out?
Like, you mean like a more elaborate way to manipulate the doll or whatever? Here's one. It's like a B&B or something, so that there's the doll, and then at night, one night, after, freaking them out, you move the doll, you just take it away, and then you've already prepared this big suit to match the doll, and you have somebody in it, and they just maybe are walking around outside, or
Oh my God! Can you imagine? Dressed like the doll.
Yeah.
And they look out the window, and there's
could you imagine a life-size or a huge version of Robert the doll?
Oh my God! No, that's even the small version is terrifying enough. Yeah, that would be good.
Or you could produce a version of the doll, so it looks the same, but you severely corrupt it. like you strip off its outer layers. You just have like, or you burn it,
stuffing hanging out,
or you like smear it with like blood or something. You know, you just make it horrible, and you replace it. So just in a situate like they're walking,
and they see the doll, and they go, "Oh my God, what happened to this doll?" And
no, they're familiar with the doll, and then you replace it with the horrible
and
version.
then you put back the clean doll.
Yeah, and then afterwards you put back the clean doll.
And you say, "No, there's nothing
always
wrong
been
with
like
that."
You would have to have good acting skills, I think. You'd have to be able to keep a straight face.
I mean, we're sitting here grinning about this.
Yeah, I couldn't.
I could not pull that off. I'd be laughing.
I'd laugh.
I'd laugh so hard. It's just, yeah.
The nice thing to do would be, it's all, here's how we did it, and you show them, and,
Except that in the moment of terror, you can't take away that moment of terror. You could say, oh, yeah, it was just a joke.
Yeah,
but you have not taken away that moment of terror, which is horrible. And that is horrible.
Now, presumably, you'd only do it to someone who's really asking for it, Like, they want to be terrified. They went to the bed and breakfast that's haunted.
That is true.
And it's haunted by you.
Okay, so when I think about a lot of the videos I've seen on YouTube where they're showing haunted things, because you and Saoirse used to play those when we would be eating dinner.
Yeah, watch creepy videos.
There was the Mexican one for sure, the Mexican doll toy store.
That was so stupid.
That was clearly, they would either stop motion. Stop motion is another method you can use where, you're just...
Yeah, if it's a video thing, especially if you're compositing multiple videos together...
you can do anything.
You just can do anything.
Yeah, but wires... the lights that would come on, the things where they'd be in a room and then they'd look away, you swing the camera away and then they'd swing it back and there'd be a doll there. I mean, come on. That was just so amateurish. There was one where somebody went into a house that was supposedly haunted and the same thing. Things would appear and disappear and doors would open up. And
that is actually the idea, like, it's just a regular video. It's of the haunted place. And you're just videoing it and nothing happens. But really, a lot of stuff happened. Every time something leaves frame, somebody comes and moves it. Some things, they just move completely.
And you're just not bringing attention to it?
And you're not bringing attention to it. The videoer's not bringing attention to it. And honestly, like me, I wouldn't even fucking notice. But a lot of people would notice.
Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't publish this and we should just make some videos.
We should make... No, see, like, to me, they're all fake. I mean, even if there are some exotic explanations, 99% of them are fake.
I agree with you.
And so your video is automatically fake.
Yeah.
If you make a video, it's fake. And no one should believe it anyway. It's a video. It's very easy to fake things. So I'm just like, who cares if they know it's fake? I mean, they know it's fake.
That's true.
Well, the people who don't have that mindset, they'll probably believe it even if you said it's fake.
Yeah.
And also the creepy factor, that doesn't disappear even if you know it's fake.
That's true.
Like watching the videos, we'd laugh and everything, but some of them were genuinely creepy. One in particular I remember, it was people walking around in a field, and on the edge of the field there was like this lumbering figure moving. Honestly, I know it's a person in a suit or an animal or whatever, but still it's enjoyable because it's like it's superceptual. So it's a feeling you get when you see a situation, lots of different things, experiential elements combining together, and like that, it just has a feel. It's like an overcast day. There's a creepiness to certain days like that, but it just feels, it's like you enjoy it feeling different than how you normally feel.
I absolutely hate scary movies. I cannot. Actually, it's not so much the scary movie part, it's the suspense part. I hate suspense. So to me, I could sit all day and watch stuff fly around and move and be knocked over. And although I might be confused by it. I might be worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'd be as scared as I would as if there was that building music of something going to happen.
Yeah.
And you've been primed and told something's going to happen.
You even know, like, what they usually do in movies is they'll drop the music levels right before they have the jump scare or whatever. And it's like, seriously?
Yeah.
You just told me what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even when they do that, though, you know it's going to happen. And it's just...
Yeah.
I don't actually like jump scares like that because it's not like it's creepy or anything. It's just gives you a burst of adrenaline because something sudden happened.
I don't like the feeling of that.
And it just feels, it's like a tingling sensation in your limbs. It doesn't feel good.
I don't like that at all. I just absolutely do not. So
some people really like that, though.
I know some people do. Some people really like adrenaline.
Going on the slingshot thing and passing out.
And no, I don't like that. But on the other hand, I can walk around this yard over to a grave in the middle of the night, and it doesn't faze me one iota. See a figure walk in front of my bedroom door. Yeah, I know. Some people just absolutely cannot. We don't turn on any lights in this house at night, and the only worry is that you stub your toe.
Oh, I have a scar.
Do you really?
I have a scar, an actual scar on my little toe. Because of that fan.
The fan. Yeah. Wow. I'm sorry. Well, I think we should make a video, and we should throw every good idea we have at making something creepy happen.
See, it does. So I do have to say, like, videos, it does take the expertise of knowing how to composite things, knowing chroma key if that's what you're using.
Yeah, I can do all
those
that.
Sorts of things. And that's not like there are video guides how to do everything under the sun.
But if we had kind of an idea of how we wanted to do it and just demonstrate, because with
this doll.
No, that doll doesn't move well enough. I mean, we could use this doll, but it's just, ooh, that's kind of creepy. The face is what gets me. I think that it probably was in a box before I bought it, and it was pushed into the face.
It does have a smashed face. I think, like, you could even imagine just, like, taking a video of this, making it very dark, so you could just barely, and slight zoom in over time, and then just cut it. And that's it. That's really creepy. That's all you have to do to make it creepy. Yeah. You could do that to the start of the video, no commentaries. And then you go onto the video of you doing things, investigating.
I don't know about that. Christina would loan us her creepy dolls. We could totally come up with...
creepy dolls?
Yeah, she's got a whole bunch of dolls that she found under the stairs.
Oh, I thought it was just that one.
No, there's a whole bunch of them. And then she's got a basket of really creepy dolls. They're like primitive dolls in the house. So she did have them in the house. She might have removed them now because she didn't want the kids to play with them. Yeah, she's got some stuff over there. So that would be fun. My creepy dolls are all in Wisconsin, so maybe I'll bring some home.
The uncreepiest doll we have, or we don't have anymore, was the burnt, fake, anatomically correct demon baby doll that had been in the house fire, so
and then we gave it back to Carrie. Yeah,
totally not creepy at all.
But you know what? I had clients that would come in, and they found that absolutely horrifying, and they thought it was demonic. Yeah, it was just a doll we bought in Canada.
It's just a doll.
It was just a doll.
It was just a shadow outside your door.
Just a shadow. Just a man with a hat. Just a flying saucer hovering over your house.
I saw a UFO the other day.
Did you really?
I saw a UFO the other day.
You couldn't identify it.
I don't know what it was, but it kind of made me think it was, I think near the Praying Hands statue. Mm-hmm. It was maybe a balloon. It actually looked like a parachute. It was bright, like blue. So
what time of day?
It must have been around 3 because I was coming back from the gym. That was yesterday. It was a UFO though. It was a UFO.
There have been so many UFO sightings in this last month alone. It is absurd.
UFO, like legitimate.
I don't know, but we need to look into it. We need to investigate it. We need to do another episode on it because
Yeah.
There are a lot of UFO sightings. There was a big one in Vegas. Libby and her friends have a story that they want to share with us about a UFO sighting they had, or some paranormal sighting they had. Yes, I think we absolutely need to do that again.
UFOs are weird because it's not like other quote-unquote paranormal stuff. It's entirely reasonable for the going explanations extraterrestrials. It's entirely reasonable. That would be the obvious thing. It would look exactly like that if there was, in that case. There's could be atmospheric phenomena. I mean, there's like exotic explanations that are perfectly reasonable. Don't have to have modifications for your understanding of reality at all. And the sightings, whatever you want to call them, some of them are legitimately really good. They're all it's the only evidence is testimonials, whatever. But still.
Okay, this is where you and our opinions are diametrically opposed. Because, yes, I agree with you completely. I also agree that just because I don't know what those reasons are, all the stuff we talk about is possible. And I know that you think, no, it has to fit into the rules of physics.
It doesn't, but all the other usual exotic explanations require a lot of changes to your understanding. So, like, if a toy is getting possessed, then that requires a lot. It requires things to possess toys, things that can manipulate toys once they're possessed. It kind of completely invalidates all our predictive models of how regular things behave. I mean, it takes a lot.
But I think it's possible. However,
yeah, absolutely, all of it's possible. Having said that,
I just don't believe these toys were possessed.
Yeah, I don't think these toys were possessed. As usual, again, even if some cases have a real true exotic explanation, that's the true explanation, there's still probably a majority of cases that are false positives.
I agree completely.
So like this, especially if it's stories you found on the internet, guaranteed it's probably fake.
Okay, so if anybody out there has ever had a toy, or actually any object, that appeared to be doing things that didn't make sense, please let us know. We want to hear about it, because I think it's entirely possible. Well, Joey even says it's possible, but I want to hear stories about it from someone who didn't make money off putting it on the internet, making a YouTube video, or they have it on their TikTok channel or something. So could a doll be haunted or possessed? Sure. But I don't think any of these were. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think these cases were.
Think they were.
I don't think this doll is
I don't
possessed.
think that doll right there is. And yeah, I'll put a picture of that doll on my Instagram page. So if anyone wants to see.
It is creepy.
It is this creepy doll that I got at I don't know, it was a estate sale or something. I don't even know why I got it. I honestly don't, because I don't like it. I don't like it. I think it's creepy.
Look at the pattern of the weird fur.
It's creepy in this way. Not creepy like in a supernatural paranormal way. It's creepy in that it looks dirty.
Yeah.
It looks like its face has been punched in. It never opens its eyes. It's got a weird little smirk on its mouth. It's just not a pleasant doll.
Yeah.
Lots of baby dolls are pleasant. That is not a pleasant doll. Well, thanks to everybody who got through this and listened in. And it's probably best you didn't see us laughing gleefully at the idea of terrifying people, because then you wouldn't think as highly of us. So we may not have an episode for a couple of weeks while I travel for business purposes. So we'll see you when we see you. We'll keep you updated through Instagram or TikTok. Thanks. Our contact information is in the show notes. You can email us, text us, or even call and leave a 3-minute voicemail. And as always, if you have a story you want to tell, send it to us. Please share, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening, and never be so terrified you can't run.